but it should have been Hojo.
Some lore nut in the chat, I'm sure, will let us know what it is. So the other piece of news today, and this is the one that tickled me the most. So a post popped up on Twitter claiming to have been banned, most likely due to the Ungur Max exploit we mentioned last week. As a reminder, Ungur Max is a level 1 limit break you can use while in squadron missions. It basically does a big chunk of damage and grants the party 50% damage bonus. Now, this exploit allowed you to use it outside of squadron in any content, so long as you hand keyed or macroed in the command. Now, again, this is found on Reddit, so I'm gonna go ahead and read the OP's post, but I'd like to point out that
Hold on, you're reading a Reddit post?
I am.
Are we Motherboard now? Are we reporting on Reddit?
Yeah.
This is your news.
This is one of the newses. This isn't all of our content, but it is in the news. Motherboard would be like, hey, this is a giant story now. But we're not. That's not us. Look, we've already done 30 minutes, so we're already better than Motherboard. Anyway, I wasn't able to find anybody else who had claimed to have been banned for these. So as far as I'm aware, and again, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, this was like the only visible instance of it that I've seen. So they say, woke up to this email today. I have never once botted in FF14 in years of playing. I don't talk about ACT in game. I have, however, used Ungur Max a handful, and then in parentheses, maybe 4 to 5 times, question mark, outside of squadron content since a friend told me about it months ago, but never to clear any high-end content. I think 1 or 2 times were just on super spaghetti runs and ultimate coil of Bahamut progression. If my group was derping on Nail and, you know, we needed to get regular Bahamut and practice that more. The other 1 to 3 times were with full pre-mades, no one from Duty Finder to report people, expert roulette runs, messing around and seeing how high we could make things crit. He then provides a link to the email from SE. He says, I haven't seen anything posted about Ungur Max bans yet, so yeah, there it is. Now, the email from SE, you know, says the reason you've been banned is because of this clause, which would include stuff like botting and blah, 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 and stuff like that. But yeah, he seems to think it was from Ungur Max, and remember, he's never used it to clear any high-level endgame content.
I don't know. Ultimate Coil of Bahamut's pretty high-end.
No, super spaghetti runs. They were doing super spaghetti runs of Ultimate Coil of Bahamut progression.
Those are still Ultimate Bahamut runs. And B, when do I get the spaghetti job? Because I want to eat some spaghetti in game.
I think this does 2 things. The first thing is this guy pointing out that he's doing, you know, super spaghetti runs of Ultimate Coil. If that isn't considered endgame content, then only the stuff above that is considered endgame content, which leaves a lot for FF14 hardcore raiders to do, right?
That was Iric. Ironic.
Iric? That was Iric.
Who the fuck is Iric?
Who the fuck is Iric?
Iric. It's like dot I, like lowercase and then capital I, Rick.
Who's Rick then?
Grandpa? Rick Sanchez? Rick and Morty?
I'm not gonna give that one to you. No,
I wouldn't either.
I don't know where that one was going.
The second thing is, do you guys even think that this is Ungur Max related? If only a single person. All right, sorry, not a single person. The only posts, because again, I went through the post to see if anybody else had claimed that maybe they had been banned from it as well. And from what I saw, nobody else claimed that they've also recently been banned. But one of the comments says, "Thanks for the information, QP. A few questions that a few questions that might be helpful for the community. 1, can you verify that you alone were the one who typed the command and used Ungur Max each time? 2,
$5 for 5 words.
Oh, good job, Mathomancer.
Okay. Congrats for mancing math correctly, and thank you for the money.
Thank you.
2, was the use of the exploit discussed among party members in game? And 3, were the people you were raiding doing expert with suspended, banned as well? And could you provide an update if they are? To which the OP said that 2 people in my group are banned currently. Both of us are the only people who actually used the /AC Ungur Max command. Any discussion happened in voice on Discord, and the other 6 members of my group are untouched, and this is probably why, and of course that answered question 3 as well. So according to him, only the people who actually used the Ungur Max command got banned, and they didn't talk about it. But don't you think that it would have been a little bit bigger than this?
More people getting banned?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We haven't heard anything from SE. have we normally? Like honestly, when we talked about the Ungur Max exploit last show, I don't think that I thought that any bans would even happen at all. Why? Is my first question. Everyone gets to do all the content eventually, and it's not like we're worrying about any kind of world first racing or clearing or anything like this. It's a silly thing that popped up in the middle of a patch. The Pomander thing was the last thing that I think happened similar to this.
Did anyone get banned for that?
I can't recall anyone being banned for that.
I feel like people use that in the feast, that would be a lot more detrimental to the game as a whole.
You'd get like a way bigger consequence for that, right? Yeah, because you're also like screwing other people,
affecting other people's playtime.
If there was bans, I don't think that they had discussed them at all, or publicly. Sorry, no. Square Enix, I don't think had made any types.
Or there weren't enough bans to have it flag on like a Reddit or something. You know,
it didn't like for. How did you use the Pomanders back in the day? Didn't you have to like use some kind of like third-party tool for that, or am I making that part up?
You might be making that part up.
Because it wasn't just PvP. Because remember, we saw the video of the Zervon fight, and someone had used it in a Zervon fight because they cleared the whole thing like in under 60 seconds, didn't they? That was the Pomander glitch,
I think.
Yeah. So to me, that's and that was actually fresh content as well. So if people are potentially being banned for using Ungur Max in Binding Coil, and according to him, they didn't even use it to clear it, they're just still practicing it. I don't know. Either this isn't Ungur Max related, and this guy got banned for some other thing, or Square Enix is just being really inconsistent with stuff.
I can't see why Square Enix would ban people for using this if it wasn't in the actually at all, because all you're doing is using a command that is given to you in the game.
Well, I mean, there is obviously look in the user agreement. There is very specifically, and again, this is something that they state in the email that was sent to the guy, that if you use a known bug or exploit, that's against the user agreement.
Okay,
as well.
But was it a bug, or was it a known bug, or was it just something that
if they
did Square Enix say it was a bug?
Well, first of all, yes, it's a bug. You're using it outside of Squadron content. Of course it's a bug. And the fact that you have to type in /AC Ungur Max multiple times, you're not accidentally doing that shit.
I mean, you're just making macros, so like I don't really see how you could be misconstrued as a bug. You're just using a command that's given to you in the game.
Okay, I understand that you're trying to play the devil's advocate to maybe, help.
Square Enix being inconsistent. Is this really news?
I mean, I guess not. And honestly, the thing that surprises me most about it is just... all right, if you're going to ban them, make a show of it, right? If you're going to ban them because you want to enforce the rules, then put out an announcement that says people have been banned for using the Ungur Max exploit. Don't do it again. If you're not going to make a show of it, then I don't feel like that really accomplishes anything. Because again, at this point, Ultimate Binding Coil isn't really worth it anymore. It's considered old content.
It's dead,
right?
At this point.
And that's why I never really gave a shit about, all right, some guys are using Ungur Max, maybe to clear, maybe not to clear. Who gives a crap? I don't know. To me, the whole thing just feels really weird and out of place. Okay.
You are next, LBR.
Oh God, it was Ungur Max.
What?
Ungur Max donated the $5.
Oh, thank you.
Next.
Thank you, Ungur Max.
Oh no,
we appreciate that.
Whatever will we do?
Oh no, don't ban us. Yeah. Then we won't be able to play this game.
Ungur Max us. Oh no.
50 damage % up.
Yeah. Be interested to know what you guys think on this. If you think that people using this stupid little glitch should have been banned or not. I guess another thing that comes into play is, depending on what his history was, because apparently he got a 9-day ban or 716 hours, which people in the thread were saying that's usually
step one before a permanent ban.
Before a permanent ban, and basically at the end of that, which I think will end up being on patch day or something like that, is when he'll find out. Is when you know for sure if you're unbanned or if that turns into a permanent ban.
Man, I don't think you should ban people for this.
And again,
I mean, I'm kind of with Kahlo on this. If you do, make it publicly known. Like, Mr. Meeseeks in the chat said, make an example out of people.
Exactly.
If you're gonna do that, you can't be also
Cloak and dagger
you
about
can't be cloak and dagger about it. You can't be all in the shadows about it. Like, those people have got to be made an example of, and other people have got to look at that as like the reason not to fuck around.
This is the precedence. Clearly, this is obviously not supposed to be used outside of Squadron, so if you do something else like this, you will be banned.
Okay, see,
that's fair, but I don't know.
Here's the other part of it that kind of baffles me. Square Enix will use anything that they possibly can to put out a fucking lodestone update to make it look like they're doing shit in this game, okay? We didn't even get any type of official response about known bug, Ungur Max. It's been removed. Even after they removed it from the game, we got no official word about it. And the fact that, A, there was this glitch, we fixed it, and people who have used it illicitly have been banned or punished, seems like a perfectly legitimate lodestone announcement to put out.
I don't think so, because this would look negatively on their game, and they don't want any bad press. Because we fucked up, we made a bug, and it was kind of bad, so we had to ban people because of our mistake. It's kind of bad press.
Look, Yoshi has, I think it was on Twitter or somewhere, because someone had transcribed the post. It's the one that we had talked, or translated the post. That's the one that we had talked about last episode. If your game director / producer is publicly commenting on it already, then why not?
Well, that's on the forums. That's super deep within the little Square Enix bubble. On the lodestone, like that stuff gets put on like on the opening launcher and stuff, and 90% of the people won't actually go to the forums to read this, so 90% of people won't even know this existed.
All right, I mean, maybe, but I feel like they should have made an example out of it. The only other time that we get...
I was also banned because Ungur Max. I had to go to Ungur Max Anonymous to get help.
Hashtag me too.
I was about to ask you to call in and talk to us, but never mind.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
Thank you for the donation, though. As you say, the only other thing that they've made posts or lodestone posts about when it comes to banning anything, because again, we can't recall if they banned anyone for the Pomander stuff, but the only time they ever talk about bans is if it's RMT related.
Well, yeah, because then that puts Square Enix in like the shining knight of light aspect. It's like, aha, we have quelled this evil that exists within our game. You should look to us and be thankful that we destroyed 700 accounts.
700 seems generous.
It was before. It was in 2.0.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Give us a call. Let us know what you think. Limit Break Radio on Skype, 810-515-8715. Limit Break.